welcome back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. I wanted to take a minute to welcome back my beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for being here, and congratulations to this week's winner of the free tarot reading. Be sure to drop your comment below if you're subscribed to the channel. Hit your notification bell as well, so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. And if you have found yourself here for the very first time, we would love to have you join our beautiful family here as well. Please subscribe to the channel, drop your comment below as well, and get cozy. We're going to have a little chat because we're all friends when we gather around this table. For today's pick a card reading, we're looking at the current feelings and thoughts of the person on your mind. Is it love that they're feeling for you at this moment, or is it lust? So how do they truly feel for you? We have 3 piles to choose from. Pile number 1 with the Sante Morte Book of the Dead Tarot and this piece of hematite. Pile number 2 with the Crow Tarot and this piece of blue aragonite. And pile number 3 with the Pulp Tarot and the green malachite. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be a message waiting today. My timestamps are listed below. I'm going to jump right into pile number 1 today. It's all about lust or love. How does the person on your mind truly feel for you at this moment? Pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You were drawn to the piece of hematite here, and this is your reading. The person on your mind, what are their current feelings for you this moment? Is it lust or is it love that they are feeling for you at this time? We're already starting with the Judgment coming through. Now, of course, feelings evolve and change over time, so even if it starts as lust, it can evolve into love. But we're looking at present energies. How are they currently feeling? What is their current instinctual sort of attraction, and what is it based in? Is it lustful energy or is it love, please? For pile 1's person, we have the Moon. And considering, we're dealing with this topic, there's a lot of heavy hitters coming out of like reflection and discernment of like, where does the true emotion lie here? It's like they could be focused on one realm because they're trying to distract from a deepening emotional connection. Here's the Strength. It could be Leo energy. We have Scorpio. Is it lust or is it love that they feel currently for pile number 1? The World. Oh my goodness. The 9 of Cups. The truth is, there's such a strong force here between the two of you. And here's the Queen of Swords with the Knight of Wands. The Divine Feminine here could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. They could be an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. The Divine Masculine here, or whoever is embodying the Divine Masculine could be a Leo energy or a Sagittarius. But there's a really strong fire versus air element. It's like the two of you just fuel off of each other. So I cannot say that there's no attraction here because it's absolutely fueled with attraction, but I can feel the confusion here. You can even see in the Magician, it's like clouded energy, and on the sombrero up top is all of these flames. So there's definitely lust here. There's definitely desire and want. But what's interesting to me is that this Knight of Swords is not presenting himself as even a support to this Magician. He's kind of hiding behind the Queen of Swords here, and she's like the leader in discernment. Like, she knows the truth. She can see the truth. She can see through some of the masks that this person is wearing. So there's almost this message coming through about how you already know how this person sort of feels about you. But let's take a look here. Let's clarify this message, please. Is it lust or love? The Queen of Pentacles. And to say that this person finds you physically attractive is an understatement. But there's so many major themes here. And these major themes are really a reflection of something that lies deeper than this physical attraction with you. Yes, the spark is there. We cannot deny that. But I feel like you are like, you're stop traffic sort of good looking. Like, you're very beautiful or you're very attractive. Even if you don't feel like that, there's just something really charismatic about you. We have the Fool. And to be honest with you, it's like there's something under the surface of this attraction that keeps gnawing at this person, that encourages them to step outside of their comfort zone, encourages them to be brave, to like really kind of almost meet your expectations. Or it's like they want to do everything you say. It's like, I'll just listen to everything you say because you're up on this pedestal and I do not deserve this person. I don't deserve this. But the truth is that they do deserve it, and you deserve a connection that is really strong like this too. It almost feels like they think that you're in control in some way. You're the one who's leading this connection. It's like they're following you around like a puppy dog, so to speak. And it feels very lusty. But again, all of these themes, it marks something deeper in this connection that has definitely influenced this person's lust for you or their attraction for you. And it's continuing to impress itself upon them. Because it's like they want to soak up every inch of you until they can't have you anymore. It's like they almost expect to be rejected by you ultimately. And it really speaks to this person, even though they present themselves with a lot of confidence, they're not a confident person. They're acting really confident. They are perhaps present themselves as very charismatic and uncaring in some way when it comes to the future. But to be honest with you, they hope to see you in that future. Because I feel like this person won't stop pursuing or won't stop thinking about you or won't stop wanting you until you cut the cord and say, no, enough is enough. We have the King of Swords. And I almost feel from the Divine Feminine like you're waiting to see if this person will evolve to the person that you want them to be. It's like, I'm really attracted to this person too, but are they going to be able to give me what I need out of this relationship? Like, yes, there's a physical connection, but can they give me something more? We have the Two of Wands. Back of the deck is the Six of Wands, and we have the Ace of Pentacles with the World. You know, there's a real sense of opportunity that this person is feeling right this moment with this connection, and they almost put you up on this pedestal of being a little bit too good for them, but they want to see you in the future. And in the future, it's not just fire that they want to see or that they project for themselves in this connection, it's emotion. In the present, I feel like they can feel some of this fire creeping into emotion, and it's starting to scare them a little bit. And so they're almost trying to tame some of those emotions that are coming in, because they feel like it's kind of risky at this time, because they don't know how all in you are. It's like, how do you feel about the situation? So I do feel like there's a lot of feigned confident masks being worn here. That this person they think very, very highly of you. They think that you're very, very attractive, but they are trying to maintain the control over their confusion and over this creeping emotional investment that's starting to creep in. So it may have started very lusty. It may be them trying to maintain it in lust, but I feel like they're going to do a poor job of it, because as we're moving on, it's like they're planning for further connection, a further deepening connection in the future. How do they truly feel for pile one, please? Is it lust or is it love? And I feel like they are expecting you to sort of lead by example. It's like, you're leading, I'm just going to follow you. Wherever you want to take this connection, I'm willing to follow you down that road. That's what it feels like with this person. We have here disappointment in friend or lover with the flute. And there is an emphasis on the Divine Feminine being kind of critical, or like being very observant. It's like feeling like I'm under a microscope of some kind. They are worried that they're not going to be able to match your expectations. We have hammock, taking a vacation either physically or mentally. We have September being significant. So there could be a Virgo energy here. And I just saw success. Because you're like the star element. I keep getting Aquarius energy. We have dog barking, advice from a friend, and secret admirer, the vase. Back of the deck says, take care, enemies are working against you. And when I think of the bat, I do think about sonar and going off of vibrations, and they're feeling something deeper than just the fire. That's why the fire is a support to the emotion, but they're trying to push it down. They're trying to suppress it because they're afraid of, I feel like they're afraid of putting the cart before the horse. It's like they're afraid of falling too deeply only to get rejected by you, or only to have the carpet swept from underneath them. So it feels safer to maintain this in fire. It feels safer for them, but they can feel the creeping desire of want and emotional desire coming in as well. But they're afraid of it. They're afraid of that creeping energy. How do they currently feel for pile number one, please? Is it lust or is it love? We have here, dream the world into being. And I feel like you're kind of a dream come true, to be honest. This person they definitely are someone who is focused on the practical in the present. Like they would feel very smug to have you on their arm. It's kind of like you're like a trophy. They keep talking about how beautiful you are. You're like a trophy. We have here, know your worth, the skunk spirit. And we have canary spirit, sing your own song. And back of the deck says sandpiper spirit, be playful. So in the present, again, it's number 61, or I'm sorry, 51, it's the 6 energy. And so it's talking about this collaboration between the two souls that can help transition this out of fire and into something more. But it's like they are a little bit afraid to talk about emotion. I feel like they're afraid to even bring it up. It's like, and there could be some sort of stalemate or some kind of back and forth between who's going to say those words first, the emotional words. We have skunk spirit, know your worth. And the truth is that I don't think this person does know their worth. And I don't think you even realize what sort of pedestal they put you on. So there's a very mirrored energy of self-deprecation. It's like you both don't realize the value of the other person, or the value of yourselves, and you can both see the value in the other person. How does this person feel about pile number 1 in this present moment right now? Is it lust in this present moment, or is it love? This whole twin flame stuff really scares me. And they wouldn't be calling you sort of a twin flame unless you had prompted some sort of emotional exploration, because they would have just kind of piled you into other people, other connections that they've had in the past, but this scares them. So it's like it's affecting their strength. I'm not used to a connection like this, so I usually run. And I will say here that the Knight of Swords, or the Knight of Cups, I'm sorry, the Knight of Wands, he is the typical type of person to really sort of embrace the present and not worry about the future. But again, he's following your direction now. I have inner childhood wounds that do contribute to the focus that I keep and maintain in fire, that contribute to a lack mindset about themselves. I talk about you to other people. So it's not that they're suppressing how they truly feel to others even. It's like they're excited about this and they're excited about what the future holds. It's like they do discuss you with others. You really are the best thing that ever happened to me. And that's the 9 of Cups. I would be so honored to have you on my arm, to show you off. It's like a trophy. It's like it would be a real representation of, oh, I've made it in life if I have this person with me. I hurt without you, you have no idea. And so I don't feel like it's just lust here for you, Pile 1. I feel like your person is really falling for you, but I do think that that scares them a little bit. I feel like in a typical fashion, they would disappear, or they would maybe draw backwards when they feel this intensely towards other people in the past, but you're different. We have true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. And retreat, it's time to disconnect from the world. So despite the fact that they're falling, it doesn't mean they don't want to fall with fire around them. It's like they want to embrace where this is going through the fire highway, so to speak. It's like they want to chase that fire right into emotion. So I do feel like this person is fighting this feeling of love that is deepening for you. And let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 1. The last thought that this person had about pile 1 in the bowl. 4 of Swords. The Empress. And do you want the last thought that they had about you was so limiting towards themselves, because they're like, there's a reality here about me versus them. The reality is that I don't have enough to offer this beautiful person. I don't have enough to give them what they deserve. And so they're really, this thought was really surrounding their quote unquote reality, but I don't feel like they're really, I feel like they're letting emotion creep in when it comes to discerning that type of reality. Because I don't feel like you separate yourself or your worth as far from them and their worth as they do. In the charm bowl today, we have the letter V, G, we have an I. Could be like an institute that you know this person from, some sort of college or university. There could be initials here. V for victory. I do think about institutions, so you may know this person from work or school, so take that as it resonates. We do have the 5 honeycombs and they're empty. I do think of the 5 of Pentacles. So sometimes I think of separation, but that wasn't the overhauling energy in this spread. But I do think about somebody who could be working on coin or doesn't have a lot of something practical, and that's really influencing how they feel. We have the Tower falling. It's like permanent change, afraid to create permanent change, afraid to say I love you, or afraid to kind of say something that they feel in the emotion because then they can't take it back. We have a forget-me-not and an anchor. We do have the grapes, and I think about sort of going out, intoxication, having fun, and then I also think about transitions into royalty, being fed grapes, and the Two of Wands. So you're like put up there like Cleopatra, and there is definitely fire here. We cannot deny the fire, but I feel it's like they're anchoring themselves to fire because they're afraid of where the emotion can take them. Pile 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, please drop that comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. Be sure to check out my links for Etsy for personal reading if you feel called to. But I do hope that you come back and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the blue aragonite, and this is your reading. The person on your mind, what are their truest feelings for you in this present moment? Is it lust that they're feeling for you right now, or is it love? So what is their truest, deepest feeling for pile 2 at this present moment? Is it lust that they're feeling, or is it love? I'm using the Crow Tarot for you today. We have the King of Cups. It could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. He's the most emotional of all the kings. This could definitely be a sign of things to come. So let's see, the Hermit. We have the Sun. The Ten of Pentacles. I just heard it is what it is. That's what I just heard. It is what it is. The Ten of Cups. Back of the deck is the Knight of Pentacles. And we do have the Six of Cups. I'm going to clarify this as we go forward here. I feel like there's some sort of separation here. Now this could be emotional separation. It doesn't have to be necessarily physical separation, but I feel like there's a divide of some way, of some kind, whether it be practical or otherwise. And I feel like there's too much clutter to support expansion. That's what I keep hearing. There's too much clutter to support expansion. We have the World. For someone watching, I feel like this has never moved into fire. It almost feels very innocent in nature to me. The Page of Cups, we have the Judgment, and we have the Three of Swords with the Queen of Cups. And if we started with the King of Cups, we're ending with the Queen of Cups underneath this Three of Swords. And there's a lot of heartbreak between the two of you and a lot of disappointment in this connection. And I feel like there's somebody holding on for a really long time. And the truth is that this is not lust. This is love, and it feels very innocent in nature. As I said, it feels like we've been holding on to this connection for a really long time, and they're talking about being in love. Like, the truth is that it is what it is, and it makes me feel vulnerable, and it adds conflict to my journey, but I do love you, and you love them. Like, I feel like this is very mutual between the two of you. And it's like the only thing that's lacking between the two of you right now is clarity. It's not that you guys both don't know this, because even sometimes Spirit says that, you know, the tarot reading doesn't always offer us new information. It sometimes just provides us information we already know to be true in a framework that allows us to see it clearly, or allows us to act upon it in a way, or provides force for us to act upon it. But the truth is that you guys both truly are sitting upon your truth, and that you both care for each other very deeply. It doesn't have anything to do with the physical realm, so to speak, because there feels like that hasn't been accessed, or we haven't monopolized our focus in that regard. Whether we've had physical connection or not, which in most cases I feel like you have not, we haven't invested in that. And so it's love here. And I feel like, honestly, the Hermit, very strong emphasis on Virgo, emphasis on Leo energy as well. And this person feels vulnerable because they know the truth of how they feel, but it's like their environment makes it difficult. And I don't want to say impossible, because nothing's impossible, but makes it difficult for them to create solutions or balance here, because it's a huge risk, and it's a huge leap of faith, and it's moving ourselves out of our comfort zone. And it's just, but I feel you both care for each other equally, but I also feel like you both may be in similar situations that do not allow movement and do not allow room for expansion. I kept hearing that. And so the truth lies hidden between the both of you. And you're both afraid to bring it to the surface. Spirit just highlighted Scorpio energy, highlighted the moon with these two hermits for me. And it's like you're both holding on to this force. You're both holding on to the hope that ultimately there can be clarity, there can be new opportunities, that we haven't lost that chance. But I also don't necessarily see the practical force that's going to bring us to that practical conclusion. I don't see movement out of our realms. I don't see the vulnerability that's necessary. And even this horse is looking back at that crow. Its leg is hesitating. Its ears are back because there's this aspect of uncertainty. There's an aspect of vulnerability about bringing forward my truth. And the crow can vocalize. The crow can bring forward. But it's carrying this big red cloth. That it's supposed to represent the flag of empowerment. And it's like they're not sure they have the empowerment to be able to bring that forward, their clarity and their truth. Because they have a lot of responsibilities and they are focused on those responsibilities. And so it's like I'm swallowing my reality, I'm swallowing my truth. And there's all of these poppies here. They have such a strong remembrance surrounding you. It's like nostalgia surrounding your connection. And there is an innocence, like a childlike innocence of like coming of age together. And how it's like nothing can touch my love for you. Like I established it a long time ago. That's rooted to the ground. It's like they'll always wear rose-colored glasses when it comes to you, even if that hides red flags sometimes. It definitely feels like love here. But it feels like a huge risk to this Ten of Pentacles, to this practicality in order to bring forward the truth. And I feel like they're almost protecting, it's like mutual, like protecting other people's feelings. We have a fox. It says shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. It's reversed. It's like logically, it doesn't make sense for them to come forward in the practical realm. It does if we're dealing with emotions and that they want the emotional fresh starts of this Ace of Cups, the Ten of Cups. They all are also kind of kicking themselves for decisions they made in the past here. We have a needle and thread, a sincere wish will be granted. And there's always a message with this card about availability and the ability to actually achieve. Because I think about the Bible verse that says it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get to heaven. And so there's this aspect of like, I have a sincere wish here, but it might be difficult to access. Not impossible, but difficult to access. And it may require giving up something, some of my riches. It may require that. We have here bell announcement reversed. And I do feel like this person does consider making this proclamation. I feel like perhaps you do too. We have depression, worry, anxiety that someone is against you. Because this period feels like it's like I feel like I've wasted time. I'm wasting energy. I made poor decisions in the past, and now I feel like my experience in life is being wasted in some way. And so this person is suffering in this loneliness, but it feels so mutual between the two of you, the loneliness. I don't feel like you're alone. I feel like it's just loneliness in your environment, while the two of you kind of hold your focus for another environment. We do have a two-faced friend. And I feel a very strong emphasis on friendship with the Six of Cups, as I feel like you guys have maybe went to school together or came of age together. You're both wearing masks. You were both lying to each other. It's like we waited too long to clarify. And now we've realized it's like it's like we got kicked in the stomach with some reality checks after the fact. And now we have frying pan, trouble and accusations. And that's what they're trying to avoid. It's like out of the frying pan and into the fire, because they have muddled, unclear thinking when it comes to how you feel. But honestly, I don't feel like if they delve deeply into their reflections, they would have any of that confusion. Just like Spirit says, you are tapped in to your emotional realm. It's like you're able to navigate that. You're very intuitive and you feel that connection is still in place. So it definitely feels like love. How does this person currently feel, please? We have wedding, engagement, and free yourself. So this is really speaking to some sort of practical attachment for someone watching. So please take that as it resonates to your situation. We also have heart-to-heart conversations and codependency, Stay optimistic about your love life. And I feel like someone in this connection is going through a period of frustration or a period of depression. So they're not feeling as optimistic as they hope that they could be. Could be the divine feminine here. But it's like we need to have a conversation so that we can see and realize that this is mutual. And perhaps that would be the necessary extra information we would need to apply force. But there is attachment issues here, codependency. It's like once we've moved through the imbalance and we don't adjust it, we move into addiction. So it's like they addictively think about you. How do they currently feel, please, for pile number 2, lust or love? You have here the moment. Think of a special moment that brought you much joy with your partner. And they think about little moments in the past. They're very nostalgic. And moments of opportunity that they let pass by, and they get very frustrated with themselves because it's true love. True love comes when you least expect it. And union, the union of divine soul counterparts, is a miraculous event that begins when you least expect it. It's like it hit them like a ton of bricks. They keep talking about the attraction. It was attraction at first. They felt like they were really connected to you, but in the past, they thought they had more time. And it wasn't until they moved into another cycle and they experienced what that cycle had to offer that they realized that there was something way deeper than just an attraction, just a spark. It was something that was emotion driven. But now I do feel like they're sort of self-sacrificing with what they can achieve in the connection. We have self-absorbed, one-sided relationship, love bombing, the golden mirror. I often feel like a mirror is a mirror within ourselves. So this person is mirroring a lot of your experience right now. They could also be dealing with a difficult relationship. And they thought that it was one-sided in the past. But we have seduction, hooking up, temptation, third-party interference. And I do feel like that is possible here with the 3 of Swords and this responsibility-driven energy coming from your person. Because now they're talking about how evolution, and they want to talk to you more. The talking sliding out. But evolution might be difficult. We'll have to change directions and be really super hungry for success if we want to adapt and change to the truth of the situation, the truth of their feelings. Let's get some message cards here. Is it lust or is it love? How do they truly feel about pile number 2, please? No one knows I still think about you. Sorry about that. I had to pause you because my little daughter wanted to come in and give me a kiss. So I had to pause you for that. It says, wipe your face and straighten your crown. There's this aspect of you being put up on this pedestal, of you being put into this queen or king's position, and how they keep looking into the past. It's like, even though I keep looking behind me, there's this feeling of the nostalgia stopping their focus from being driven into the future. I picked up the phone 1,000 times. And I will say here too, it's like this Page of Cups will often pop up out of the blue with clarity. It's just a support to the clarity of the 10 of Cups. We have love is patient. You may have been separated from this person for a really long time because there's been longevity. This person has felt this loving energy for you for a very long time. Even though we never said it, we both knew. That's so sweet and also kind of bittersweet. You fascinate me. And it says, I've been watching you. I'm coming forward. So they may be keeping tabs on you on your social media. I wasn't getting that right off the hop here. I'm trying to conjure you up. But I've been learning to live without you. I feel like they've been forced to do that. I feel like they haven't had a choice. I did not believe in magic until I saw you, and I ache for your touch. Let's get one more. I still miss you every day, even after all this time. There's such a longing with this person. Now, back of the deck says, teach me a few things, and that could be an emphasis on the education that you two shared together, but also on the innocence that the two of you kind of propelled from in this connection in the past as well. It's like how they want to fuel that physical curiosity. Just because there's a lot of emotion here doesn't mean that they don't have any sparks towards you, because they would like to fuel that curiosity. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. What was the last thought that pile 2's person had about them in the bowl, please? Was it lusty or was it love-centered, these thoughts? Queen of Swords. They were wondering about you. They were wondering about your happiness. They were wondering about whether you feel settled. They were thinking about how stuck the situation is and how they wish that you could come forward and create some sort of clarity. We all wish that someone else would step forward to do the job that we really feel called to do, but it's like they were feeling jealous about your position. So if you've moved into other situations and they are privy to that and they're watching you, they were feeling that jealousy, and they were wondering if you were happy there. We have the phone off the hook, so no contact here. They have thought about calling you multiple times. We have baby feet. I think of children. I think about baby steps. Made with love is here too. Again, children. We also have Leo energy. We do have the triangle. I think of third party and mountains to overcome. We even have the honeycombs that are filled. I think of the 6 of Pentacles. I think of conversations. And I do think about karmic relationships. We have the High Priestess with the curled shell and the connection written in the stars. We have the Empress shell that's gray. So I do feel like the Empress is feeling lonely as well. There's also an emphasis on motherhood. Angels watching over us. And we have our Lord on the cross. And so there's an aspect of the Hanged Man of surrendering to our positions, but feeling a little bit like we're self-sacrificing for the good of others. And there's a victim mentality that does come in. All right, pile 2. That's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, be sure to drop your comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. And be sure to hit your notification bell so that if I notify you that you are the winner, we can get the ball rolling. Also, check out my links below for Etsy if you feel called to. But I hope that you come back and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile 3. You are drawn to the green malachite or to the pulp tarot, and this is your reading. Is it lust or is it love that the person on your mind is currently feeling for you at this time? And of course, these feelings can change and evolve, but at this present moment, is this person more concerned with lust or with love when it comes to their current feelings? For pile number 3, please. Is it lust or is it love for pile number 3? You have the King of Swords. You could be dealing with an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. Emphasis on Libra for me for the King of Swords for some reason. Is it lust or is it love? 8 of Wands. 8 of Swords. We have the 4 of Pentacles and the 3 of Cups reversed. We have the 4 of Swords. Back of the deck is the 6 of Pentacles. And we have the 7 of Pentacles. I'm going to clarify as we go forward here. Find a little deck. Is it lust or is it love? How do they currently feel about pile number 3, the 7 of Wands? I feel like the person that you're dealing with or the person that you're asking about is exceptionally logical. It's like they are almost to, I don't want to say to a fault, but just like they really hold on to logic. And it's almost like they struggle with emotional waves in some way. So it's because the person that they're showing in my mind is Elon Musk. That's what they're showing me to compare this energy to this person. And it's like, it's not that he's not an emotional man. I'm sure he has lots of emotions that he taps into. But he presents himself as somebody who thinks outside of the emotional box. And obviously I'm not talking about the actual Elon Musk or someone, you know, a billionaire, but we're talking about someone who has that type of personality. It's like they struggle with letting that emotion in some way. And it could be because of painful experiences that they've had. Like there could be a myriad of reasons as to why this person is the way that they are. But Spirit just wants to make sure that we are understanding that this person's feelings for us, whether they be lust, whether they be love, is not a true testament of our value, our worth. That we're separating the person from the experience that we're having. because they're very contemplative and they're very careful about how they allocate their emotion in some way. We have the Nine of Wands and the Five of Swords, because to be honest with you, it feels like they're afraid to turn their gaze towards something more hopeful. And so they could be almost anticipating failure. It's like they're afraid to fall for you. So it's like they're having a hard time opening themselves up to you emotionally in this present moment, because there is an emphasis on fire here. It's like they're enjoying this energy, but they are a really insecure person. Even if they are just kind of being driven by this logical energy, they're presenting themselves as someone who's feeling very insecure about what the future holds here. There is an emphasis too on wanting reunions for some as well. Now I'm dealing with collective energy, so I have multiple energies that are floating in and out. So on one side of the coin, I have the separation. On another side of the coin, I do not have a separation. So there's like this aspect of someone being stuck from me, not being able to get to me. But I also have somebody who's emotionally put themselves in a bit of a prison when it comes to experiencing love. So for this person in the present, Spirit says they are focusing in on lust. They feel a strong attraction to you that they want to explore. But when it comes to deepening the connection, it's like they don't anticipate you falling back, or it's like they're not well versed to opening up their heart space and letting that emotion in. I feel like they're almost a serial sort of dater in that sense. It's like they have made a habit out of fire, and then when it gets too close to the love realm, they maybe retreat a little bit, because they are perpetuating the lustful energy towards you. And I feel like it's because they're trying to avoid a reality that could hurt them. I feel like they've been hurt before. And for some, again, past relationships, or really, really far past in the past when they were children, but I feel like they've been hurt before. And it's like they're trying to avoid that again. They don't want to present themselves as just this lusty energy that's only after one thing. I don't feel like that's this type of person. They have emotions. They're just really afraid to let you in and tap into those emotions. So it's like they're taming this mounting pressure because it's like they're feeling a hopeful energy coming out of it. They are enjoying this process of lusty energy and exploration with you, if that's happening in the present. And to be honest with you, Spirit says that this lusty energy can be a vessel or a vehicle to help this person unlock solutions to their fear prisons or their vulnerability prisons. Because all this connection, this lusty energy is doing for them is asking them to master the realms which are impeding them. The Eight of Wands, the Eight of Swords, here's the Strength. And so Spirit's like, we're not going to let even this lusty focus go to waste. We're going to try to use this lusty focus as the key to this fear mindset. Because they're holding on so strong. There's the Hermit again. It keeps showing itself to me. They're holding on so strong to this internal conflict that tells them, hold your heart. Hold on to it. Don't let it go. Hold on to the lusty phase. Don't let it go. And I feel like that Hermit keeps talking about internalized sort of loneliness. It's like it's a comfort zone for them. It's like, I'm used to being lonely. And it's sad. It's like they're used to being that lonely. But it's because there's a war going on inside of them. We have the Hanged Man and we have the Ten of Swords. And, the Ten of Swords is interesting because this is the ego transfixing a desire upon us. It's like it's fueling us with this want. It's like, you want this, you want this, you want this. You need to focus on it. You want this. And it can be devastating when we don't achieve it. And so they may have experienced that in the past of like, I've given myself over to feelings too deeply, too quickly in the past, and I suffer the consequences. And I'm still not over it. That's what I feel like. This person's still not over it. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in this prison. They'd be open. Their heart space would be open. But they're still not over that past. And so now they're surrendering to what is in the present, which is fire, which is this consistent thoughts of you. And they enjoy having this fire here because this fire, this attraction to you in this realm is safe. It doesn't feel like it could emotionally destroy them. It feels safe. But truly, again, Spirit says it's always the darkest before the dawn, that this is an opportunity for them to apply force to this type of prison, to this mentality, and to close out this cycle. And eventually, there's the Temperance. They're going to get the lesson, and they're going to understand the opportunity that was there through the fire. But the Temperance is all about how this fire between the two of you could be the gateway to clarity, but it's going to take this person some time to move out of the lusty energy, because they are focused on the lust at this time. Now, this Six of Pentacles is about the giving and receiving of energy, and they've surrendered to this practical exchange right now. But again, Spirit says when we surrender to this path, just because we feel like it's a safe path that won't lead us to emotion doesn't mean it's not going to lead us there, because ultimately that's the design. It's designed that way so that we ultimately have opportunity to see the light, to see clearly, to move outside of our comfort zone, and to let the fire here, this period in this stage of life between the two of you, take its necessary course, or run its necessary course, so that we can pull out the teaching elements out of that fire. Because the fives are coming in as this education, as like a teacher. So right this moment, it's fire for this person. But I feel like they're keeping that heart space kind of blocked right this moment, because they're not over an old heartbreak that they have experienced. And they're afraid. They're afraid to tap into some of that truth, or just some of that opportunity with you, because they're worried that ultimately they aren't going to find the support waiting for them emotionally if they move this out of like a friends with benefits zone, or really just a carefree sort of physical connection at this time, when they don't realize that this could be the opportunity for them to move it into something more emotionally driven. Is it lust or is it love for this person, please, at this present moment? What can you tell me about their current feelings? We have dark woman, dealing with a relationship with a woman with dark complexion or hair, and it says success assured with good plans and hard work, the egg, and news is on the way, bird flying, and so there's still so much potential here, and there's so much potential to be protected as well. You can see the egg is sitting out on this nest, sitting out on a limb, so pushing themselves out of their comfort zone. We have here someone you know is undependable and insincere. And that's the problem, is that here in this picture, you can see these two lilies, which is this, and not even lilies, maybe they're tulips, but there's an aspect of spiritual love mixed with passionate love, and then this feather of truth. And it's the quote unquote truth. I'm putting quotations around it because this person's struggling to see the reality. But it's because this shamanic feather of healing, the healing hasn't come full circle, because they're convincing themselves that if they give themselves over to the emotional connection, you're going to disappoint them, the way that people in the past have disappointed them. You have here Moon, and they are afraid of changes in their life. And they're afraid of vulnerability. The Lobster says financial pinch, but it's not about the finances necessarily. It's about the practical realm. It's about the vulnerability that the lobster feels when it's shedding its shell and regrowing that new shell underneath. It's about the vulnerability that this person feels and allowing access to that heart space and tapping into what they're suppressing here in this connection, because they're definitely suppressing true feelings. But they are focused on lust for the time being. We have here, this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek, and this is what this person is feeling. They're feeling this connection. They're feeling it influencing them. The pressure is being applied to them to act upon this not just this physical attraction, because there's your past life, you have known each other before, and let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from other people. And we have the Three of Cups reversed, because that's what they're not expecting. They don't expect this to be mutual. They don't expect this connection to lead them to a place of support and fulfillment, because they haven't experienced that in the past. How do they truly feel for pile 3, please? Is it lust or is it love? We have the Butterfly. It says relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. And as I said, it could have been pain that was established in a relationship or in the past when they were in childhood. So take that as it resonates. But they want evolution. And this could be sort of the chrysalis that allows the protective force that they need to evolve. We have healthy choices, making healthy choices in love and life, self-love, self-care, and being happier. And it says, I like you. It says someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun flirting, and wanting to date. So right now they know that the relationship is evolving, but they're not ready for it to evolve to the romance or to the emotional realm yet. So they are focused on the sexual exploration and the lust of you. But ultimately, it's like, I want this to move forward. I do like you. I recognize that maybe I won't have the support that I'm waiting for, but I'm ready to face reality as I traverse this physical union with you. So it may be presented as a lustful energy now, but I do feel like this person has really good potential for the future when it comes to relationships. They're just going to need time in this phase first. And it may not be a full-fledged relationship right now. It may just be a fiery connection and friendship, and that's okay too. We need to start moving away from what the collective expectation throws at us when it comes to relationship. We have guilt. Don't let guilt get in the way of happiness. And the gavel's coming down because it talks about, I heard it is what it is with the justice earlier. And so there's a truth here when it comes to positions I held in the past or realities that I faced in the past. But ultimately, they're also talking about how this still presents an opportunity for growth. We have here commitment. Commitment is an important factor to achieve successful relationships. But they're asking us to surrender here. It says let go. Sometimes it's best to let go and let the universe work things out. And that's what they're doing. They're like, I really like you. I want to flirt with you. I want to move this through the lusty phase and just see where it's going to take me. I don't want to have to apply force right now because I'm scared. It's like I'm scared to go down that rabbit hole. Let's get some message cards to see what their current feelings are for this moment, please, for pile number 3. What are their true feelings? Is it lust in this moment? Is it love? We have 5 of Pentacles. This feels hopeless. And honestly, it's like, for some reason, I heard the blind leading the blind. I think about the 5 of Pentacles in the traditional Rider-Waite sense, where there's a feminine leading, and then the divine masculine is kind of bringing up the rear, but in a very limited capacity. It's like 2 people that are perhaps in a mirrored situation of fear and worry. So I'm holding on. And that's the 9 of Wands. It's strength that's being applied to the attraction at this time. But it says, I'm not waiting a second longer. Don't you worry, I'm coming. And so there is an emphasis on fire, on the 8 of Wands, on the pressure building. Mutual attraction. It says, I'm getting back on my feet, the Hanged Man. It's like, so I'm surrendered to where we are right now, and I just want to take it day by day. They think about you often, though. And I'm sitting here adamantly waiting, the King of Wands. Back of the deck says, I was the happiest I've ever been, the 10 of Cups reversed. This can sometimes speak about foreclosures or obstacles when we were young, when we were growing up in an environment that wasn't as fulfilling as we hoped. It's also talking about the lack of clarity that this person is experiencing right now with that 8 of Swords in the center of your reading. So it's like someone in the prison of their own design when it comes to the focus purely on the fire because they're afraid to step outside of it, or they're afraid that what lies beyond that prison. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 3. What was the very last thought that your person had about you? Was it lusty or was it filled with emotion? The last thought that pile 3's person had. King of Pentacles. Whoops, lost it. 8 of Pentacles. It was very practical thoughts here. There could be a work connection for someone watching, but it's talking about how they were thinking about how they need to improve themselves, or they need to bring something to light. They also don't feel very good about themselves physically. For some reason, in the physical sense, they feel like they need to put some effort in. And there is an emphasis here on the 10 of Pentacles reversed and on the sort of divorces or something, foreclosures. So they could have come from divorced family, for instance, like a divorced parents. And that could be fueling some of their fears of commitment or fears of the emotional realm. But this could also be providing an opportunity for them to master that fear and to find more security. We have the letter A in the bowl today. We have Our Lady of Medjugorje. So I think about Catholicism. I think about motherhood. And I think about I think of like the old world, right? Like I think about our family, our parents, motherhood, or how our motherhood was influencing us in the past when we were children. We have the butterfly of transformation with the angels. And we have the divine feminine seahorse. So I think about the divine feminine surrendering to this present moment because it can reveal more in the future. We have attraction. So it's a strong focus on attraction right now, but this attraction could be the key to more revelations, to a healing of a heart space here with the stethoscope, healing of a blocked heart chakra. Emphasis on going out and having fun here with the guitar. Now I also think about the hospital or nursing connection with the stethoscope as well. So please take that as it resonates to your situation. All right, pile 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, please drop that comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading. Be sure to hit your notification bell though, so that if I choose you as the winner, you can be notified and we can get the ball rolling. But I hope you come back here and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day.